Go. Okay, so, can I start?
Yes.
That's a good thing? Okay. So, for social, and I didn't actually name it, but this is what I would do, is I would probably get a shoebox for every child, so if you were looking downstairs for 8 children, and what I would do is I would actually put their picture, and their mother's picture, and other friends' pictures, so if it was one of the children downstairs, I would put some pictures of their friends, and I would have a kind of social box. I'd also have a mirror, and I would just kind of double tape it into so they could take it off and put it back on again. And that would be my social for a toddler. Not for a baby, but for a toddler. Shoe boxes are, you know what? Shoe stores give these away. Because all they do is switch and recycle them. So you can go there and you can get 20 all at once. And then for the toddlers, sometimes I let them color them if they want, or I could. What I heard is really good is also to go to paint stores, and all the wallpaper samples they give away.
Oh.
And so you could just make wallpaper and make them kind of nicer. So that's what I would do for social. For sensory, do you all know what MacTac is?
Yes. Yeah.
That contact.
It's kind of like a laminate.
Oh, yeah, it's sticky on one side. Right?
Yeah.
You put it together to make kind of like a laminate.
Mm-hmm.
But for social, what I always do is I actually put a piece of contact paper upside down, the sticky side up. You know how you pull it off and it's sticky?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I would put it on a table, and I would have 2 or 3 children who put feathers, and so rather than using glue, they're actually making a collage together on a piece of contact sticky stuff. And then I could put up a wall and put this was made by Estelle and Tanika as a social activity that they did together. So there's fine motor and there's cognitive, but it's actually, my whole goal would be is for children to make something together as a group. And that contact paper you get at the dollar store, you get pieces of it, it's the perfect size for one piece of tape, and I just duct tape it. And it's sticky, so children will just come and they'll just touch.
So that's kind of sensory too.
It is, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So that's what I would do. And the song that I'm going to share 2 songs. If it's a very young baby, and the hardest thing for young babies is it has to be short and sweet. It has to be something that's fairly quick, but it's also got to be, I always think it needs to be more melodic, because they're not going to be singing with you. So they're not going to learn words. So it's all about, if you think about it, we rock up our baby, and some of the songs that we sing to our babies when they're going to sleep aren't songs that we teach the children. They're more for us to soothe the children. So this one I do with after they've been diapered. So I don't do it when I'm diapering, I do it as either getting them ready to be diapered, or I do it after they've been diapered. And I would have the baby either, I could do it on the ground, or I do it on the diapering table. I'm just going to not bend over because I played 2 hours of volleyball last night, so my body is saying, ouch. So I'm going to pretend it's on the diapering table. So and I would say anywhere from, I sing this for babies from birth to maybe a year, even when they're moving around, they still like to, when they hear me sing it, they stop. And they want, if they can crawl or walk, they come over to me, they want me to do it to them. So, and you have to make eye contact first. And so it's, rain is falling down, splash. Rain is falling down, splash. Rain is falling down, splash. Rain is falling down. And if you know them, you can touch them into the little rain on the face. If they're still getting to know you, I don't touch them. I just sing it. And it's sun is peeking out, peek. The sun is peeking out, peek. Sun is peeking out, peek. Sun is peeking out, peek. Interesting how really simple. Really simple. Was it on video? Because that's where I got James Rock's section. Anyway, it's really lovely. It's really simple. And you can even just say the words. Your rain is falling down, splash. Rain is falling down, splash. So you don't even really need the tune. because it's just so simple. And then there isn't many children that don't like peekaboo. So it's an absolutely lovely peekaboo song. And the other one is, when a child is a little bit older and they still want to play peekaboo, I actually try to engage them. Peekaboo is a one-on-one game. This is something you do with, so this is a perfect activity to do with practicum, when you're just getting to know the children and they feel a little bit comfortable. And so I do have to get their efforts. So the children, you get something that it could be a block, it could be a chair, and the whole thing of peekaboo would be, peekaboo, I see Elena, I see her hiding there. Peekaboo, I see Elena, hiding behind the chair, or the table, or the sofa, or whatever the pillow. But the idea for 12 months or 16 months is putting their name in it. They just are so engaged. Get it, and do it more. So I always think that from 12 to 16 months, what's really important is they're learning their names and they respond to their name. So try to use every song you have, put their name into it any way you can. So that's what I always do with songs is I just make up songs and put their names in it. Little Stella for me-I-E-I-O, and on her farm rather than Old MacDonald. I just put children's names and they so much more become involved. Because suddenly they're in the song. Okay, hi. So I've done social and emotional and language and sensory. So, and I've actually decided that I'm going to photocopy tons of resources to give to you so that you can think through things and for the next, if you need to do one more after this, because this will make it 5 and then you actually do 6 also. So, do you want to go next?
Okay. The one that I don't have here is sound eggs. So I have little Easter eggs that were really colorful, and so I put different material in them for the children to share and shape and music with. For my emotional one, I chose pictures to show the children some facial expressions to teach them about some of the emotions. And I chose small little handles because their hands are small, so they can grab them. And these were just on the internet, so if they're on the internet, I'm assuming that I had the right to use them. My butterfly effect is a bunch of different butterflies in different sizes that the children are going to explore. And I already did this with my practicum friends, and one child just spent 20 minutes playing with these. They're all different colors and all different shapes and sizes. So they're learning.
So they're just putting them onto the felt board.
I didn't even have a felt board, I just let them explore. Yeah.
And for younger children, the felt board just goes in the middle of the floor. Don't worry about standing down. Just put it right in the middle of the floor and make it real simple. Where there isn't even necessarily a product or a story, it's just an exploring pieces.
Okay, the next activity, because it's October, is pumpkin, so this is my language one. And I'll sing the song. So you guys know it. 5 little pumpkins sitting on a gate. The first one said, "Oh my, it's getting late." The second one said, "There are witches in the air." The third one said, "But we don't care." The fourth one said, "Let's run and run and run." The fifth one said, "We're ready for some fun."
Whoosh, and the light said, "Bob little pumpkins from us."
So those are my 4 activities. Really.
Oh, here I was thinking you were singing a song because you were going to share it.
That was my song.
No, the one that you were singing in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
that song I just sing every single day.
Yeah, with the children? I was just going to say.
More or less with Katiana.
Okay.
I can't stop singing it. Let's see if I can sing it. Okay. So that's how I sing this song to Katiana. And I cannot get out of my head, and it's from Musqueam, I believe. And I've been singing it for like a week.
It's a little haunting melody. And it's lovely.
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful. Some of the First Nations lullabies are really beautiful. Absolutely.
So actually, because I've been singing so much, I've considered singing it to the children at the center.
Especially if someone's going to sleep. How old is the youngest child? Well, you don't when you were see toddlers?
Yeah, I think the youngest was like 4 months up until 18 months. Because their toddlers are separated from him.
Nice. So you could definitely do that with babies, for sure. Even if you were just sitting there.
Yeah.
Nice. Who'd like to go next?
I guess I can go.
Okay.
Actually, I've got more than 3. This one here is for sensory.
Oh, beautiful.
I mean, any age can actually do this.
They can just play with it.
Yeah, it could be a book or just done
Yeah.
separate.
Yeah.
There's 6 different ones. There's buttons, snap-ons, zipper, Velcro, tile, and hooks.
Very nice. Yeah, and you can even just do it with the rings, the 3 ring, those rings that you put through, just make it into a book easy.
This one here, because I don't, my hole punch won't work, so I don't know how to use it. Zippo and then sew it.
Do you know that Denise has got the little gadget to make the.
Does she?
She does. After you've gone all that work, you want it, and you want to truly finish it nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she has that.
Like I
So
even
ask her for
with
it.
the
Yeah.
hand stitch, I
Yeah.
try to do different ones.
Yeah. You know, she's got the punch that you can use to make the holes.
Would efficiency, Christine.
There isn't any toddlers that would love just to, and babies.
This one here is really like, a lot of children do not know how to touch.
Absolutely.
I was only going to do 1,
Yeah.
but I figured 2 would be more.
They can just play with it.
Yeah, and this one here, I could actually put pictures underneath a lot of time, just for a bit of a.
It's lovely. Just the touch.
And this one here is sort of like a book too. I haven't done the animals yet, so I've actually used my other ones that I've made
Okay.
and add to it.
Yes.
So this will be the color, the
Yeah.
language, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like, that's where the animals would go into.
Right.
There's the barn. Gate, fence, field of grass, and a pond.
Nice.
And I can probably add to it too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You can also use them as storybook starters.
Yeah.
You can have little teeny animals. You know, once upon a time in the pond with the 5 little ducks.
Yeah, because the ones I can use with these ones here is the ones that I have for ugly duckling.
Yeah. Yeah.
brown bear,
Yeah.
animals and all that. And the other one was for playing with animals, my puppets, and using some of the felt stories that I have to tell puppets. And actually use the felt there too with the other animals, like a big caterpillar. And another one was sort of like a vibration flashcards.
That wouldn't be what I would use with others though.
Yeah.
No, that's more
Why
like
would I?
Yeah.
You probably use pictures.
Yeah, you're right, absolutely. I mean, it's not that it's a bad thing. I would be good to play with it, but I wouldn't be using him as a flashcard.
Yeah, sure. And I got finger puppets here.
Okay.
But I can use them for
Right, or even social, so that
Yeah.
if you
Social,
social
yeah.
one, if you want to do your social
just
one.
kind of make your 5 sheep or 5 frogs and 5
So when you do your activity plans on paper, make sure that you, when you're doing something like this, what's really nice is just to take a photo of it. You're going to find things rather than trying to draw things out of it. Just take a photo and have it so that if somebody else wanted to make it or redo it or give an idea of what you've done. Because sometimes by just reading it, it doesn't make sense. It makes nice to have a visual. So, okay. Thank you. So you're gonna
Did
do
you
it
ever
right
write
next
it
time? Okay, so there'll be 6. Just make sure you get all of the different. Oh, right, because you did 2 last time.
I never thought they were due today.
Okay, so there's in 2 weeks is the last day of infants and toddlers.
Yeah.
So they're all due. And you
I thought
should
they
do
didn't know we
two.
were doing this today. I thought it was like time to do all of them. So,
Okay.
so do we just say like what our things
Yeah,
were?
yeah, you can share.
And I forgot. Okay, well, the one for my emotional, I did emotion eggs, and I had Easter eggs, the ones that open up, and I did drew on like different emotions. But I left it at home. Everyone does that. So then.
So maybe you could bring them next time, just to.
Yeah,
show
I'm
us
just too
what
lazy to drive all the way back
it's
down
done.
there.
That's okay.
So, what else do you want me to say? I have a couple things.
That's okay for emotions, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, and that was my 24 to 36 month one.
Right?
And then, so a social was group painting. So that was like putting my paper on the floor, like taping it all down, and then just, I don't know, I kind of explained it a little bit in here, like, make sure you tell the child to ask if you can draw or paint somebody else's area, or
Okay.
to say that the area is for everybody,
Right.
and not just specifically for adults upstairs. That's what we meant, right? And then,
Do you know what I saw someone do once that was really helpful with toddlers is once you put your paper down, is they actually also put places for them to kneel. Like a placemat, you know, for tables and they had placemats. So, or little rugs, and that's how many children, so it was for 4 or 6, and then they had us make it active so that every child had their own little rug or placemat, and that helped them to keep their space.
okay.
Yeah, that worked really well.
Yeah, because all I put was just like, you just tape the paper down,
Yeah.
and then put newspaper on and
Yeah.
tape that down,
Yeah.
so that they can go around and keep
Absolutely.
their mess there or whatever.
Yeah, it's so true.
So that was my social for 24 to 36 months.
Yeah.
And then I did mirror body parts for 12 to 24 months. And then so like, introducing their own body part to themselves.
Right.
So that's it. And my language one is nature walk. So introducing other things to the children, like stuff that they wouldn't normally see if they were just always at home. So like animals, plants, trees, insects, flowers, birds, weather.
Do you guys all know Elephants and Wrinkles? So that song? You know, it's a song. I'll show you some of my favorite songs. Toddlers love this song because it has repetition. It's really good for body parts. So after I've been talking about them, I always sing the song. So it starts like this. You just need to clap. They just clap. Sometimes they clap, sometimes they don't. Elephants and wrinkles, wrinkles everywhere. Elephants and wrinkles, wrinkles everywhere. Wrinkles on your head, wrinkles on your cheeks, wrinkles on your lips, wrinkles on your toes. will do that for 20 minutes. Once there's a toddler license, again, and they always come and they go like this to me. This is what I want. The blah. They love that song. But it's really good for wild birds as well. Okay, take it back.
Okay, so for sensory, I did sensory focus. Oh.
Ooh.
Guess what that is?
Yeah.
Estelle knows.
So you know what it is? Okay, don't you guess. That's about it. Keep the guess inside your head. So simple, yeah. Maybe have you tried to do it project again?
No, I'm doing it tomorrow. I just did it last night.
Right. And so once again, just to present this, all you do is bring a basket or a box or something like that. You just present it in. You don't have to do a huge elaborate introduction of this and toddlers.
And these activities are for 24 to 30.
Always the thing that has a feel for what she can. Then we'll make our guesses. Is it a tie letter for bags?
No.
No. What's your guess? Yeah.
I don't think anybody would even think of it. I was just going through my mom's stuff because she was like a whole craft area. And I was like, what can I use? So, does everyone want to guess?
Yeah.
Where?
What's your guess, Alana?
I don't know.
Do you guess, Christine?
I want to say like that wax. But it doesn't feel like it because it would broke right now.
Yeah.
So, it is tea light holders, little
Oh, yeah.
candle, like they're
Oh,
metal.
yeah.
I just switched them up so that there's no sharp parts and I stuck
Right,
the cord in there.
On this planet.
And they made
Yeah, they do. They make it today, right? I was thinking buckle or something with wire and it's like sticking. Yeah. That's great.
And this one's just a garbage bag or like a plastic bag.
Oh.
And these are a whole bunch of buttons, little buttons.
Oh.
So yeah, that was my sensory. This is my emotional and social, I think it could be. It's in here.
Oh, cool.
So just, they can flap it open and there's no like edge on it or anything, so get used to it as well.
Just trying to think of
Like, and if you wanted to like,
your song, I know too. Oh, think of it. Come to me, Vicky. Yeah, keep talking.
or like if they're like happy or something, they can see their own
Yeah.
emotions. You can like
Yeah.
explain that to them, or make sure if like, they're sad, you can pull the mirror and be like, this is what sad looks like. Or,
Yeah.
and then for language, I got this idea from Denise. It's just little, I make little, just ABC because they won't know more than that.
Right.
So I was trying to find sandpaper, but then Estelle helped me find this as well.
Yeah. That's
It's good.
extra stuff.
Yeah. So it's language and sensory.
Yeah, for sure it is. You know what they're going to do though? I would put a piece of clear backpack over it.
But wouldn't they not be able to feel it properly then?
Oh, that's right.
I could do sandpaper. I hot glue gunned it.
You have to look.
Yeah, it's not.
And then it'll take a while to get off.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hot glue gunned.
Yeah.
But those are not.
They love to be, you know what I just do sometimes for sensory is I take a whole bunch of masking tape, I take a table, and I just put tape all over it. Just click a piece of tape, masking tape in different colors, and I let them pick it off. That's an activity. They love that. Absolutely adore. And you know, you can memorize things under it and put things underneath the masking tape of different textures as well. But for starters, I just put masking tape on the table and then pick it off. And that's an activity.
I put post-its all over it.
They love to pick things up. And same with that contact paper. If you put it onto the table and put things underneath it, you know that game of what's hiding under a blanket by trying to feel the different textures. You just put different things under and then put a piece of paper over it, and then put the contact paper over it, and and they can feel that it's a loonie or a stick. Do you understand what I'm meaning?
Yeah.
So that you make the contact, you make it so that they can't see it, but they can feel it through the contact paper. And contact paper is great with toddlers. I was saying, rather than using glue, I take contact paper and put it so it sticks out and get them to put things on top of it. And then I usually put a border around it and put it out for hours. It's something we all make. It's like a painting with a group. It's a wonderful, and they don't go back to it. The difference between painting and that is that you don't have all the glue that's running everywhere, and they're not getting all messy, but they still have things that they can stick. And they will come back to that over and over and over again in a morning program and put things on it. So it's a very fun thing to do. What other song am I not teaching? I've just given you some of my favorites from Jane Cobb, who wrote that book, Baby O. Does anybody have a favorite song that they sing for babies? Favorite one? You know, for little children, it needs to be real simple, and you don't even have to be a good singer.
I was thinking of the pumpkin song for little kids.
Yeah, that for sure. It's a little, it's even hard for 3-year-olds to find that pointer. That's a hard one. So if you're going to do, do you know Come Along and Sing My Mom? So it's a one-handed figure. They don't have to do that because that's hard to do to find it. I can't even find pointers easily. It's like this, come along and see my mama, come along and see my papa. Here is my brother, straight and tall, sister, baby. I love them all. Really simple, real simple. And the other one that I sing with littler babies too, that by putting them to sleep or just missing their mama. And you know what, even though they're missing their mama, we always say it's okay, we don't say it's okay. So this is a song I sing when they're missing their mama, because it actually helps them to learn emotionally to trust their mama. Even though it makes them cry harder at first, you have to remind yourself, they're going to cry harder first until they get used to knowing that their mama's coming back. So it's once again, just very little, quick, melodic, mama, 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 mama. Then they go, oh, yes, mama. And then you go da 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 da. And I really save them. This is a grandma or a papa. I only use it for parents and grandparents. I don't use their names in that one. This is the one to make that emotional connection to that person that they're missing. And so when you actually sing about it, it actually makes them feel that, oh, remember that now, and they love me, and it's all going to be every day. So it's interesting that by trying to, distract them all the time. Sometimes distraction works, but you also want them to get used to the idea that their mother is going and their mother is going back. Their dad is going and their dad is going back. Grandma's coming, grandma's going. So that they get used to that as well. So, okay. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to just turn off the... Hopefully it didn't turn itself off. Hey, it's still...